Hey guys, Jay here, and today we are back in the Blood Aqueduct to test out some new things. So I am in the middle of the process of trying to set up my Fulcrum Chieftain character. And just earlier today, at least my time, right? It's earlier today, maybe it's yesterday for some other people. Dreamcore released a video talking about this particular helmet. And I think to myself also, in the Discord, there's someone told me that this one is possible, and I go ahead and try to test it out, and apparently it does work. So Akuna's Will, or Alkuna's Will, this is the unique gloves that makes your zombies count as corpses. But also, just as important, it also makes the zombies that does not require corpses to even summon. Sorry, my throat is hurting a little bit right now, so it's pretty hard to talk normally. But I'll try. Well, anyway, it allows us to actually have, first of all, raise zombie minion life. Of course, I am playing Casman Stun, so I link it to Casman Stun. Also, it still allows me to have the maximum amount of corpses from Desecrate, right? As you can see there, Desecrate. If I want to, I also can just have Unearth linked to GMP or something like that to have more corpses, because the maximum corpses allowed from Unearth and from Desecrate are actually two separated pools, so you can have up to 20 of them. And I think if you have this node over here, you can have +2 as well, so that is 24 total corpses. I need to test because normally actually I did not use both in the same at the same time before and notice anything, but that is very easy to test out. But anyway, you just can generate as many corpses as possible and then still have a bunch of zombies going around, and they can scale pretty good amount of life, because I use to just test the Casman Stun set up with Body Swap of Sacrifice in my champion earlier yesterday, and I did push the zombie level of life to 121,000 without Empower. Yeah, so it can be a respectable amount of life, and I think even without using the Montragle's Grasp, which is the unique scepter that gives the zombies 5,000 base life, so they scale much further in life, you're still looking at like 80k life for the zombie, and you can have up to 7 here by default. If you want to, you can get 1, 2 here, so 9 zombies. Each of them have like 80k life or something, and you can explode their asses with one single trigger of the General's Cry. General's Cry is the one used here because it has a very short cooldown compared to all other Warcries, and because we just care about the fact that we use a Warcry, so this is the obvious choice, right? We don't care about any buffs or anything like that. Obviously, you can use a different Warcry for some other buff, like Inferno Warcry will give you physical as fire. Yeah, things like that, right? So you can use regular Warcry if you want to in order to boost the setup further. But what I am trying out here is just to basically show you the automated setup, how it can look like. So right here we have obviously General's Cry linked to auto exertion, so it will goes off every roughly 3 seconds. I do not have any additional investment into Warcry speed or anything like that. This is just slap into the current character that I'm having, so you can make the cooldown of the General's Cry go down quite significantly. Actually, I think these have like roughly 80% cooldown recovery speed, and also we did not have like levels and then quality on the auto exertion. That can be something more as well. I believe it should be able to be reduced to roughly 2 seconds, which is a respectable number. Well, so we basically can have like 9-10 zombies, 10 corpses from Desecrate, because we have a window of 2 seconds or 2-3 seconds between each Warcries, which is the time where we do the damage. and then 10 unearth, right? So roughly 30 corpses that we create ourselves, not counting any enemies' corpses nearby. And then also, if you want to, you can use the corpse walker boots to generate corpse or while you're walking, so they just leave corpse behind like constantly. I think once every half second or so, but I think that is not going to be significant if we already have a lot of sources for corpse generation, basically. Instead, the boots that I am actually looking at right now is something that is the Replica Stampede. So this boots, in this particular build, it is not a fast build. You cannot really get a lot of speed on it. So actually, the movement speed locked at 150% is pretty good. It is a consistent amount of speed, I would say. Not enough to, bother you that you are too slow. But yeah, to be honest, it's not fast anyway as well. But anyway, what I'm using this for is, first of all, it does give you an extra anoint. I know I do not have it right now because I just bought it just to testing, but it also gives Saga the Travel skill deals 80% more damage. And Body Swap Sacrifice is actually a travel skill, even though we normally just use it for damage. And this allows this skill to basically have roughly equal to 2 extra length on the boot slot here. It is very big because Body Swap Sacrifice, if you think about it, if you want to scale the hit damage of this skill in particular, you do not have that many options to choose from. You will have like Elemental Focus, you will have Fire Penetration. Maybe if you want to, you can go for like Hypothermia if you have some source of chill, but that doesn't feel nice, right? Also, you have a concentrated effect, but that is a trade-off. There's a bunch of other things like Intensify also may support it, but cannot support like if you trigger it from cast when stun, for example, in this case. So there's not a lot of options. That is what I mean. So these 80% more damage act as the extra 2 links is actually stronger than most of the 6 link setup that you can do for the Body Sacrifice. The trade-off is speed, but again, I don't think that I'm going to have a lot of speed in this Caswing Stun character anyway. So it is something that we should be okay with, right? So because Body Swap Sacrifice, we are going to have a bunch of zombies running around like almost all the time. So it will have like minion target to prioritize, and it will deal a pretty massive amount of damage, right? If you look at here, the command, I'm having a max roll on the Corpse Life Explosion roll, which is 10%. The Body Swap Sacrifice, if you get it to level 21, it will be 30% of the minion maximum life. That is a pretty massive number. Given that, well, you can scale your zombies' life much further. So potentially this can be pretty good for Caswin Stun build. Because basically you are adding an additional source of damage, right? So it should feel more consistent. I'm going to try and set up this character properly before I make a video on it. This one I am still using it as the just the body for testing this setup as we speak, right? And so yeah. Let me know what you think. Do you have any further idea to improve this kind of setup? Any further scaling that we can have maybe? I know right here I have Race Zombie linked to Caswin Stun to, summon them obviously. If we are in a very crowded area like in higher tier map, there are just more monsters, so we will be able to summon more zombies. Sadly, I could not go in there effectively right now because this character is very scuffed at the moment. Also very low level, so I literally will just die to just get one shot randomly from something in the map, and it would not be able to showcase anything effectively. So I choose to have to go Blood Aqueduct, and this is the best that I can show in this video. So please excuse me for that one. I'll come back later with a more proper setup, but right now I really want to get it out there that this one is possible. I want to have, you know, additional ideas and additional like input into how should I improve this one, because eventually what we like to do is to get a AFK build setup that is consistent enough, strong enough, good enough for us to actually AFK in the simulacrum, which allow us to have a very unique playstyle of having POE running on a second monitor, clicking once in a while, looting once in a while, and most of the time spending looking at Netflix or some shit, doing other things, right? So yeah, again, please let me know if you have any idea or input to improve this setup. I am very, very eager to hear it. And if you find this helpful or interesting in any way, please consider to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It does help me tremendously. And I cannot thank you enough for watching this video. Please like and subscribe again, and see you in the next video. Peace.